Alright horror fans, if you thought things were already cracked wide open in Derry, episode 5 of It, Welcome to Derry, just kicked the door off the hinges. We're talking 29 Neibolt Street, where childhood nightmares and adult trauma collide underground. And the clown's game changes. We'll talk more on that in a bit. By the way, remember when I thought a trailer was for this episode alone? It turns out most of it was from later episodes. But my Lily prediction still landed. For those that didn't check out my trailer breakdown, the link will drop above so you can go check it out. But my Lily prediction was still kind of accurate. And now we get a clue about why Pennywise is singling her out. Because in this episode, he literally can't reach her. It's like he's circling the board, waiting for an opening. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Today we're diving into everything I absolutely loved about this episode. The moment where the kids' world and the adults' world finally intersect. At Neibolt Street. That Matty fake out that had my heart racing. The dagger that's supposed to cage the beast and actually does. And the chilling way Pennywise flips both hope and fear back on his victims. So get comfortable, we're going deep. If you haven't watched yet, pause the video now, go watch the episode and then come back. Because we're going full spoilers. Let's talk a little bit about where the kid's story and the adult story collide. First, how cool was it to see the kids' shenanigans and the adults' trauma finally meet in the same space? The crumbling mansion at 29 Neibolt Street becomes the literal underground junction between both stories. The kids are playing their game, exploring, trying to find the clown. The adults are digging deep, haunted by war, guilt, and buried secrets. And suddenly, boom, the sewer beneath the house becomes the shared battlefield. It's where kids with cameras and rituals collide with adults carrying psychic scars, guilt, and hope. The setting isn't just creepy, it's meaningful. The well house, the sewers, these are more than just jump scares. It's the intersection of generational fear and generational trauma. That merge gives the episode real richness. You're not just watching kids versus monsters or adults versus monsters. You're watching the monster exploit both. The second thing, the Matty fake out. Let's talk about the Matty fake out because that shapeshift into Pennywise was insane. He steps forward like he's about to help and then his face twists. Bones snap. And suddenly you're staring right at Pennywise. It's haunting, creepy, disturbing, especially with the song choice, and a ton of fun. It's one of those moments where you think he's going to save the day, or at least tip the scales, and then, nope, beautiful, brutal subversion. The kids hope Matty can guide them into confronting the clown, and Pennywise uses that hope like bait. He lets them believe they have an ally. Then, the ground shifts. He pulls the rug from under them. The fake out resets the stakes. You're no longer safe just because you have allies. The monster knows your hopes and uses them against you. For once, the trigger isn't purely fear. Hope is the weapon here. And that's terrifying. Quick note, there was a subtle clue that this was not Matty. He said it only hunts at night, which we know is not accurate. If you knew, you knew. The third thing, the dagger that worked. One of my favorite beats, the dagger. We've seen a million horror tropes where the magical weapon shows up and fails. But here, the dagger actually does something. It's meant to contain or cage the beast, and this episode finally shows us that. In action, right in front of our eyes. That moment when the dagger is driven into place, albeit coincidental, it gives you a rare, full-on, yes, this is working moment. When your genre expectations are weapon fails, hero loses, until later, this success feels enormous and it raises the stakes even higher. Because if this can hurt or trap him, Pennywise has to adapt. And that freeze frame mid-roar, so cool. It shows how powerful the dagger actually is. The dagger is the real secret weapon, but the military thinks Pennywise is the weapon. Big difference. And okay, I have to brag for 1 second. Remember when that first look image dropped, and in my previous video I said Pennywise looked like he was mid-roar? Turns out that was the moment. He's shifting back from the monster into the clown form right before retreating. It's probably luck, but I'm still taking the win. And for those of us wondering before this episode why Pennywise was so mad in this picture, now we know why. The fourth thing is Pennywise using hope versus fear. Let's look at Pennywise himself. In episode 5, he does two things very deliberately. He uses hope against people. Dick Halloran, for example, who, from the larger lore, hopes he can use his psychic gifts to help people, becomes vulnerable because of that hope. Pennywise slips into that hope and twists it, trapping him. The hero's conviction becomes the monster's getaway. And Pennywise hits two birds with one stone, because by doing this, not only does he get into Halloran's head, literally, to torture him, but he also takes away the military's secret weapon that they thought is gonna be the thing they can rely on. And obviously that'll slow them down. Next, Pennywise uses fear, but also collapse of logic. Take Hanlon. His philosophy is, if something doesn't belong, shoot it. He believes that certainty keeps him safe. Pennywise corrupts that certainty into a trap. When logic fails, people die. Now, Hanlon was lucky he didn't shoot his own son, but obviously his friend sacrificed himself. And that's the moment that control slips through Hanlon's fingers. So it becomes a fear of hope failing, and the fear that logic won't save you. And the dagger working, that's Pennywise's own fear being turned back on him. Suddenly, there's something real, something concrete that can hurt or contain him. The hope that the dagger might cage the beast becomes a threat to him, and he reacts. Pennywise doesn't just terrorize with fear, he weaponizes hope. And when hope finds a foothold, he tries to crush it. That's what makes this episode vicious and smart. What moment in episode 5 got you shouting at the TV? The kids riding into the sewers, the dagger's big moment, that Matty twist? Drop your reaction in the comments. Let's geek out. And if you like this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe to join our community, and ring that bell so you don't miss our next deep dive discussion. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.